So hi everyone, this is the first impressions of them's Fighting Herds. Because of my PTSD episode on Sunday, we couldn't actually get the science video done. So we're doing this instead for right now. There will be a full review of the Fallout Equestria pen and paper later this week, and I will have your science video to you as soon as humanly possible. On to them's Fighting Herds, which you'll probably notice from the footage, I suck. I hate fighting games. I always have, probably always will. There are just several mechanics that are embedded in fighting games that people just assume you're supposed to know. They don't take your time to explain them. They don't take their time to actually like help you understand how to play the game. It's just assumed you're supposed to know how to do this. And them's Fighting Herds is no exception. If you like Blaze Blue and Skullgirls and maybe even a little of the Mortal Kombat 3 type of gameplay, go ahead, have fun. Simply put, that I don't even understand fighting game input structure. Like, I see people mashing buttons and giving commands, but I don't know how to time them because there's no explanation. It violates all of the same sins that a normal fighting game would violate, and I am not the person to review it. That's direct honesty for you. I am not the person to review this game. I'm not going to. This is outside of my genre of games that I am even remotely talented with. And my point gets illustrated very heavily right about now. I have no hit points here. This is the second round. I'm just gonna go down. Gone. Nothing I can do. I don't understand why I lost. I don't understand how. I don't understand... Barely. I've spent 4 hours on this game and don't understand most of it. Simply put, can't play it. Because there's... The training mode is just a dummy that lets you sit there and beat on it. I don't need that. I need to know basics. Bare bones basics. And that's not provided. How do I block? There's no indication anywhere in the game for how you block. It's just assumed that you know how. And that's been one of my biggest irritations with fighting games in general. Is how block. Don't know. It doesn't tell me. And as you're going to see from this footage, I don't win a round. I win one round against a different opponent, but against this opponent, having played the game for 4 hours, I still haven't won a match. I've won a round here or there and not quite understood how I won the round. And that's just against the CPU. The multiplayer's just been a freaking trash fest for me where I step in, just get my ass handed to me and go home. I mean, it's a problem with fighting games today. If you were not into the genre, if you have not been raised with the genre, or had someone who physically is there talking to you, helping you, explaining to you how to play the game, you're SOL. I mean, I go in here into command list, and it doesn't tell me how to block. It tells me how to do stuff while blocking, but it doesn't actually tell me how. There is no button here for block. I wish I was kidding. I wish I was joking. But look, you guys can look for yourself. There is no button in there that says block. And of course, stuff like this happens. I'm just getting my butt kicked. You guys are just gonna watch me get my ass handed to me. Religiously. Fundamentally. Get my butt kicked. And I wish I was kidding. The game has personality. The art style is actually kind of fun. The way the moves are shown is relatively interesting, and each character has kind of an elemental stance to them. Like the Arizona character I'm playing is very much an earth-based creature, and the character I'm fighting is very much ice. There's a dragon who's very much fire, so on and so forth. But I look here again trying to figure out, like, what do I do? I still have to do this during the match. Just pause and look and try to figure out exactly how to do something. After 4 hours of play. Because no one's here to explain to me how to play a fighting game. And I'm not expecting them to explain to me how to play a fighting game, but I would like it very much if they would explain to me how to play their game. And I get that. The voice work is good, but some of the lip sync is off, such as what you just saw at the start of the match. But you're not here for the voice work, you're here for fighting game. Core mechanically wise, having watched other people play this, all the core mechanics are there. It's not a bad game, it's actually pretty good. But me personally, I'm not good. I suck at fighting games. I just suck. And I say I just suck, and the reason I just suck is because I've never had anyone show me how to play. And when I don't know, and it's so incredibly beyond words frustrating to want to pick up something and play it, but you don't know how, and the other person doesn't take the time to explain to you how, they just kick your ass. That's no fun. And the worst part is the AI is so adaptive that once you do a move once or twice, if that's the only move you know, it immediately just starts countering the move. So you'll see that this character just starts taking jumps every time it gets near me because it assumes I'm going to ground stomp. Because so far the lasso hasn't worked out very well for me, and the ground stomp did. But now she's predicting that that's the only that she's predictively countering that move and all my low attack moves by just jumping. I still don't know how to block. Like, I've played for 4 hours, I still don't know how to block. Anytime I block, it's by stupid random chance. No one has explained to me how blocking works. If there's a timing thing to it, if there's some piece of it I'm missing, I don't know. All I know is you guys are going to once again just watch me get my butt kicked. And it's not necessarily a crutch on Main 6. They know that they're trying to appeal to people who like fighting games. That's fair. And for what the game does, it does appeal to people who like fighting games. If you're into Skullgirls and BlazBlue and hell, there's a couple of others. But if you're just into that animated style beat 'em up fighting game with complex mechanics that no one understands until they've played for literal days, here you go. It's right here for you. If you're not into that, I hate to tell you, it ain't gonna appeal. And I'm not the person to take a review from. Go find somebody else. People asked me to review this game, and I said no, I'd do a first impressions, because I know better. I know that I am not very good at this style of fighting game at all. Hell, Mortal Kombat I'm only good at after I've spent about a week with it. And if I'm entirely honest, I don't have a week to spend with this particular game. I bought my copy. I'm probably going to refund it because this is the only video that's getting made. I don't want to necessarily diss it, but this is definitely a game where if you want to sit here and learn all of the characters and all the mechanics and everything, you go right ahead and do it. But I'm not going to.
Paprika wins.
That much said, the game itself is actually pretty good, and the characters are a direct analog. I know you guys have just sat here and listened to me whine for a little bit about it, but the characters are a direct analog to the game. You do have to have a controller to play this, by the way. Playing it on the keyboard was literally painful. So you do have to have a keyboard. I'm not saying that's necessarily you do have to have a controller. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but that is an annoying aspect of this game, is that you have to have a controller. Which, I don't have a very good one. This is a Super Nintendo controller that kind of half works. As you can see by me clicking it, it's not exactly refined or fine-tuned. You are legitimately probably going to want an Xbox 360 or something with joysticks. Like, flat out, you were going to want something with joysticks to play this. Character-wise, it's got basically the main 6 of My Little Pony transformed into different characters. I can appreciate that. They do a very good job of portraying those characters transformed into their own reimagined image for this particular game. I've played with them all. I'm going to play a match live right now just for you guys so you guys can kind of see. But I'm just not very good. Ow, ow. And again, I don't know how to block. I don't know how to counter. The training doesn't actually cover it very well, in my opinion. There's no step 2 guide. There goes a quarter of my health. And like I said, I suck. Arizona is literally the best character I've played with, and I barely know 2 of her moves. So playing with a different... I don't understand. Why was I just taking like 10% of my health off and instantly... I don't understand why I just died. So the game is not teaching me as it kicks my ass proverbially. It's just taking me to town. This is definitely an experience for a person who wants to go to an arcade and kind of learn to play. At this point, I'm not even pressing buttons. I literally just... I'm too frustrated to continue really playing the game, which is kind of shitty. It means that there's no easy mode for you to learn on. The AI is always turned to kick your ass mode. So there's no easy mode for you to... There's nothing for you to learn on at present. You go over here to training, and the AI has one method of training. That's it. It just stands there. If I turn it on, it'll just turn on kick my ass mode. So, I mean... That's all I got. I don't have much more to talk about with this. So if I turn it on, so I just turned it on, and while I can make adjustments, I don't understand what it just turns on. It turns full on. There's no intermediate mode for it to play with. It's either kick your ass or nothing. And I'm not going to sit here through an entire training session and just have my ass handed to me. The game has good flavor. It's not a bad fighting game, but it's not a fighting game that's useful for anyone who's inexperienced or doesn't particularly have a care for fighting games. And it's not a fighting game for a casual person. This is a fighting game for someone who wants the hardcore fighting experience. And that's it. That's the only people this appeals to. And I'm sorry to say that. I had hoped that it would attempt to have a more broad audience, but it's definitely just for the hardcores. So if you're looking for a new hardcore fighting game and you want something that's kind of My Little Pony-esque, go for it. Otherwise, I'd avoid it. That's my opinion. I also suggest seeking a second opinion because I'm no expert on fighting games. In the meantime, good night, everyone. End of the video shenanigans. I have 30 seconds. Shit! Check out the previous first Forte. That's actually a good game. First person, melee, Left 4 Dead, fun. It's fun. Okay, Vermintide is awesome. Check out Kitsuga.com. The little symbol right over here. I think it's over here. Yeah, it's over here. Check out them. They're in the description below. Go ahead. They're a little news gaming website that provides for sponsorship and everything. Please check out my Patreon because that's how I pay some of the bills around here. And like and subscribe, I guess. Slap the like button. Slap it like it's your bitch. Fuck, we're over 30 seconds. World's gonna end.